You know how we do. We back. I want to ask you to like and subscribe. I want to thank all of my subscribers. I really wish this was an easy podcast. I really wish we didn't talk about controversial things. I hate being the black sheep. I hate being the bad guy. But at the end of the day, I like being that guy. The guy who speaks up and talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. I am your host. I am Clyde Yorkshire, the one and the only Clyde Yorkshire. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like and subscribe as you come on in. Take a seat, get comfortable, get your popcorn ready, get your drinks, your tea, your matcha, get your chat, get some wine, get your soda pop, get your ice cream, whatever it is that you normally like to use, whatever your vice is. You got those balls that they turn like this, pause. The meditation, relaxation balls, get them out. You got your wife, your friend, your homeboy, your buddy. You want to sit down and talk. You want them to listen to this talk? Go get them. We'll give you a few seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. I'm Clyde Yorkshire. I'm your host. Today, we want to talk a little bit about the last 4 years of President Joe Biden. And we want to talk about a little bit of the irony that is the last 4 years. President Trump and his vice president, this is going to be JD Vance. This is going to be a very interesting 4 years, to say the least. I'm not 100% sold on JD Vance, but the fact that he's not a Washington regular, I'm actually sold on him. I'm tired of the regulars. Okay. Now, let's just reflect just a little bit of what you just saw, because this country sometimes is like a magician. What you think you saw, you didn't see. What you think you witnessed, you didn't witness. And we all know what we just saw. Now, let's just recap a little bit. Make sure you like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. You know how these people are. They're after me. We have to fight. We have to fight these people. It's not just Homeland Security. They're not just invading your emails. They're not just looking in your house through the televisions. It's social media. They're taking over. Okay. These people are sick. It's not just Hollywood. It's not just the music industry. These people are sick. Boyston, what's up, baby? What's going on? The MAGA crew in the building. Shout out to your boy. You know I love y'all, and y'all know I'm back. I gotta tell the truth. I can't sit here and lie to y'all. Y'all, please make sure y'all like and subscribe. Let's do it. Let's do it. Listen, y'all give me the strength. I'm gonna say it. Now, let's just reflect on what we saw in the last 4 years. Welcome to the crew. Y'all in the building. I love y'all. Let's do it. We in the building. Please like and subscribe, guys. Y'all know y'all amping me up, man. Y'all know how it is. This deep state is real. Many people didn't know, and they're starting to believe. It's on many levels. Our court system, our our school system. This thing is rotten like the apple. Trump 2024. You know that. You know that. We in the building. You know that. Damn, man. I swear to God, I would. Oh, I love y'all. Y'all get y'all beers together. Now, I just want y'all to think about, what did you just see the last 4 years? Who else in the building? Oh shit, great Abby. Jesus love you too, and thank you so much. God bless y'all. Bless everybody. Hopefully, y'all getting ready for Christmas. Y'all getting ready to spend time with your family. We need some relaxation from what we just saw these last couple of years. Wow, man. USA Trump, bro. What's up, baby? Yeah. You know what? They're upset that we're not talking about color right now. Seriously, they're upset right now. Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, all of these, Alvin Bragg, all of these left wingers, okay? They're furious that we're not talking about color right now. We're not talking about gender. We're actually talking about things that actually matter right now. Getting these schools turned around. We're talking about right now getting our court system where judges are putting on that robe with dignity. The judge is supposed to feel the same way that the military feel when you put on that uniform. Merry Christmas! God bless you. Yes, I'm back. I love y'all. Merry Christmas. That's what we need. You know what? We're gonna get a goddamn Christmas tree back here next time we get on here. We need that energy, y'all. I love to drive down my street. Everybody got their lights out. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all these different snowmen and everything is out there. I love it. I love it. Shout out to no matter where you are. Brooklyn, California, Pakistan, India, Saudi Arabia, wherever you are, we love you. Okay, if you're in a good state of Texas, no matter where you are, we love you. Okay, now let's get down to this. The last 4 years, this is what we saw. Let's not go too far back. We saw in the last 4 years with our own eyes a court system that could basically be twisted in a way that does not stand for that flag behind me. We saw prosecutors and we saw the manipulation of the black community, specifically black women, be manipulated by a sort of creepy faction of our government to sort of also use the black church to talk about this man is racist. This man, this country, this flag, instead of talking about the school system being messed up, right? We could have been talking about, and I'm talking about black women with love. Honey, you could have been talking about the school system being messed up. You could have been talking about our law enforcement being messed up or getting laid off. You could have been talking about our military being forced to take sexual tranquilizers and basically take vaccinations. Who does that to their military? Ladies and gentlemen, we could have been talking about federal agents forcing our children and talking to our children, guidance counselors, right? I love y'all. Let me look at some of these comments. It says, I'm in Mexico right now. Stop playing, man. Shout out to you. Great Abby, what's up? States, one of the only Americans. I love you. I love y'all, man. Boyston, what's up, baby? I see you. Land of the free, I see you. What's up, Playboy? I'm read some of these comments. Show some damn love in this goddamn building here. Boyston, what's up, baby? Keep following your dreams. I promise you, I'm on it. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my book, too. I write an amazing, incredible American story of a young boy growing up in an ignorant ghetto, respectfully, in a concentration-like camp, growing up under a black mother who's controlled by the federal government, and everything we see in our neighborhood, we're supposed to just ignore it, and that's the way it is. Grow up, hate your government. This is what we want from you. Burn the goddamn flag, knock the statues down. I chose something different. I chose to ask questions. Why is it like this? What is going on? And it made me the black sheep. To this day, I have relatives, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this, who literally ask me, guys too, and girls, why do you have American flags in your house? Go to any Mexican home, any Indian home, go to any Puerto Rican, they got flags. What the hell is going on where we don't even want you to have flags? Patriotism is really being washed up. Something is going on that we need to actually take a look at, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm proud of every black man out there. I'm proud of every Latina out there. Every white woman and white man who says to themselves, every Asian, okay? We need to come together. I'm tired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of talking about the race card. I'm tired of talking about the white man. I'm tired of talking about this country. I'm tired of talking about civil goddamn rights. When are we going to talk about higher education and fixing the schools in America? How is the best thing we got in America is pornography and alcohol. It should be the best thing we have is schools. It used to be the best thing we had hospitals or pharmacies. That's not even the case. The best thing we have now is vape shops. No, no knock on the vape shops. But guys, this cannot be the America. Seriously. What did we see the last 4 years? What we saw was the media being controlled. We saw Joe Biden was not in charge of this country. Y'all know that. Investigations are going out now. I want to know who was running this country. Okay. Bottom line, who was running the country? It's got to come out. I want to know who put all of these prosecutors up to trump up these charges. Okay. We need investigations. What really happened with January 6th? Now, if it means, and I believe it does, because some of my great friends tell me that the insiders, some of our intel had something to do with January 6th. I don't want to out the FBI like that. If that's the case, let's deal with this internally. Let's see what this comment say. It says, we all bleed red. Come on. Seriously, the amen. No one was. Yep, they do. Believe me. Please open your Bible. All right, next time I promise you I'm gonna bring the Bible down here. I'll bring it down here with me and I'm gonna keep it up so we can see it. Because I'm gonna tell you, that was one of the things that saved this country. The evangelicals, the churches that stepped up and had a lot to say about our morality chain. But I want to say this too. January 6th, guys, we can't just lay off of that. It's a big deal. This was the beginning of tarnishing our great beloved president. And the honest truth is, those Americans who they locked up, they all need to be let out. Okay, that was a god doggone setup. Okay, the Russia hoax was a setup. We cannot allow this to happen anymore, not even to Democrats. This is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. And if it can happen to somebody that high up, okay, they can chump up charges, plant drugs on you, and there is no way to get out of it. I don't want that type of America. That reminds me of the rapture, okay? When you basically cannot buy or sell. Okay, it maybe the rapture is coming. I have no idea. But you remember in the Bible, talking about the Bible, it says you cannot buy or sell if you don't have the mark. And the way they was pushing those vaccines on us, guys, I don't like it. Closing the country down, closing states. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw that like I saw that. That should scare the life out of you, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw that they was forcing men into women's sports. The new Miss America, a man. Guys, I have nothing against transgender people. I have nothing against gay people. But ladies and gentlemen, this is America, for crying out loud. If you got somebody black that's a friend of yours and you're white and vice versa, why don't you give them a fucking call? Give them a hug. And you know what? If you got anybody Asian, Hispanic, whoever they are, and you thought negative about them, get that out your mind. If people are willing to bleed for this country, they're willing to love this country, they're willing to fight for this country, why don't we make a New Year's resolution where we're not going to see color anymore? We're not going to talk about race. We're not going to bring up slavery. None of that shit. Let's get it out the way. Because listen, I'm not bringing up Moses or Noah in a goddamn ark. I'm done with that story. It says, yeah, preach, brother. Come on. I'm just going around showering smaller creatures, love, kindness, and thank you so much, Eva Maria. Thank you so much. Let me explain something to you. We have to really be the party, conservatives, that is pushing God in this country again. This is our country. We must take it back. By all means necessary, we must protect our women and children and our boys. We must respect and protect our elderly by any means necessary. We got to protect our institutions. We have to protect our dollar. Whoever's in charge, and guys, I've been doing deep research, just so you know, whoever's behind what's going on, they've been derailing our trains. They've been putting stuff in our feed so our farmers could not grow their eggs and their chickens and their crops. I was shocked. That's why Fox is where they are right now, because Fox was covering these stories while we're talking about who's racist. I wanted to just grab some of these people and say, they're putting stuff in our farming goods. Why the hell do you care about somebody's color right now? They're taking over our schools. Who give a goddamn who got blue eyes? They're forcing your children to mutilate their bodies. And then these kids figure out, you know what? When I get older, I don't want to be in a gang no more. I don't want to be a trans no more. I was just going through a phase. Guess what? You can't change it now. Because they were not old enough to make up their doggone mind. Just like I like to party and have fun and, swinging my, whatever all over the place, drinking. And I said, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like to party anymore. I don't really go out. You know, I had a right to change. But some of this stuff, guys, if we don't protect our children, they can't change. They coming for our guns. Come on. They coming for our, that's right. And we got to protect our girls too. They coming for your guns, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming for your guns. They're not playing. If that woman would have got in, Camilla Harris, I can guarantee you she would have come and taken it. It would, because she's a black woman, they would have said, well, what can we do? And they would have tried to push the whole Harriet Tubman story. Black women. Guys, that was disgusting. And shout out to Janet Jackson. She said, oh, she's a black woman? I didn't know that. I didn't either. Apparently, Trump didn't either. Guys, we can never let this happen. I'm going to let y'all go. I want to say thank you guys for coming out. I just wanted to share that with y'all. But what we just saw, ladies and gentlemen, comes out of Goosebumps, The Twilight Zone, Tales of the Crypt. We just witnessed in two different elections where when Trump was in, these people made up a story. He did something with Ukraine. There was a Russia hoax. They impeached the man. And the only reason why they was able to get away with some of this stuff is because they use black people. George Floyd, Trump is racist. Black Lives Matter, Trump is racist. And as long as they felt as they had black women to co-sign that, now girl, we're gonna give you a little community college now, a little affirmative action. We're gonna let you be in these municipal jobs and all that. Sisters, don't you let them play you like that no more. Don't you let them play. You tell you keep your funky behind job and you can keep your food stamps. You can keep all that other goofy shit. I don't need your community college. If I have to basically think about this, and I said this before with love, some of our sisters, only 10% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 10% of the mighty black woman that's in everybody's downtown law library. She's in every municipal court. She's the queen of the Jewish lobby. No one wants to talk about that, okay? She's the queen. This woman did not vote for Kamala Harris. The moment they found out Joe Biden was ill and he wasn't really running this country, we know the Obamas was running the country. But the moment they figured out Kamala could actually be president and we could use that to say, oh, the black woman was president, they said, oh, we voting for her. Husband, vote for a black woman. And some of us was like, okay. The majority of black men, I don't mean no disrespect, who got a little bit of cojones down there, we said, nigga, Negro, please. Hell no. Not only did you lock us up, not only were you prosecuting us for small crimes, but we don't think that you, honey, is what you say you are, baby. Okay, we're not doing that. And guess what? The sisters could care less whether she locked us up or not. They still had their vision because there's two plans between us. And I said this and I mean this with all due respect. The same way we get involved with North Korea and South Korea, they're the same people. We get involved with Russia and Ukraine, they're the same people. Sunnis and Shias, most of them are the same sort of people, family. The same thing the federal government do between black women and black men. They get involved and they get in the middle and they're willing to pay us like we're militia groups to go against one another. And the black man said, finally, we took a Russia stance. We took a Germany stance or we took a stance and we said, we're not doing this no more. You're not going to come here with this foolishness again. Now, one other thing, I hope President Trump works with Vladimir Putin. Okay. I don't want a war with Russia at this time. We don't need that. Russia doesn't want a war. We can work with them. We need a president with diplomatic common sense. Okay, we don't need to get in there and start bombing Iran. We do not need to do that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we need to do? And I'm going to end on this note. We need to come in this country and we need to start cleaning up our own households, fixing up our own marriages, fixing up our churches, making sure that we establish, if this is going to be a Christian country, I have no problem with that. Let's establish Christianity again so they could never tear it down the way that they've tore it down again. Why don't we do that? Why don't we fix our borders immediately instead of tearing each other down? Immediately get these borders from Canada right here on the southern border. Okay, why don't we fix our schools? Why don't we start cleaning out the federal government so they can stop spying? They can stop pushing these fake cases on people, taking them down, corrupting the tank. Ladies and gentlemen, we have work to do. That's all I want to say. We have work to do. I'm sick of racism. And if our leaders at the helm, whether it's the Black Caucus is all Democratic, we need to get rid of them. If the Black church cannot behave like Christians anymore and they're willing to compromise their morals, they're willing to compromise. Well, I'm the Black church, but I ain't voting for Biden, and because they pushing homosexuality, I'm voting for them because they give a woman's right to choose. So let me get this straight. Because they give a like Trump doesn't give a woman's right to choose. So get out of here with that foolishness. But you're voting for Kamala Harris. Let me get this straight. Why again? Oh, she's a black woman. She's okay. Whatever you say. Okay, and what else? They give us a right to choose. Okay, now you could you. What about China? What's her policy on China? I ain't looked that far. What's her policy on North Korea? Well, she ain't never said nothing about that. So how you voting for her? What is she gonna do with the pipeline? Well, hell, I don't know. What's her policy on NATO? I mean, you got all these smart, educated black women. Tell me, what is this woman's policy on NATO? What is she going to do about our bridges, our tolls, our tunnels? What is she going to do to strengthen the police officers? Why didn't she say it then? This is what I'm talking about. And guys, we need to step up and start addressing these people. Don't let them get away anymore with these vague narratives that they're pushing. Y'all didn't want to see her in there because she's a black woman. No, because she was forcing our children to switch their sexuality. That's why. Don't you play with me and disrespect me and say that I didn't want her because she was a black woman. Like I said, if they would have gave me Whoopi Goldberg, I would have voted for her. I would have even took Gail King. And I don't like none of them sisters, but I would have took them because I would like to see a black woman have a chance, even Oprah. But one, you bring us some woman, I don't know where the hell she come from. Okay, we let Obama get away with it. Secondly, her first ad to us was people could choose who they want to love and homosexuality, and then her vice president is pushing. Look, guys, we shouldn't even have to explain that we don't want somebody who's going to be our next president. Their first item that they want to do when they get in office is further same-sex marriages. Guys, we got 2 wars going on, maybe 5 of them. And the first thing the Democrats want to do is make sure your kids can choose their sexuality. And black women are here to help us. And we supposed to be like, yeah, let's give her a chance. She's a black woman. Go and find another sucker. Let's check out these comments. Son of gun. What's going on, folks? And Second Amendment is not for us black people, folks. Oh, you about to get I got you. Is this Fortnite's? Okay, they stopped robbing. Now, somebody said the Second Amendment is not for us black folks. First of all, you are black folks. I'm not part of your liberal democratic black cabal. I don't get down with that. I'm a black man, not of your stature. No disrespect. I don't get down with how you think. I don't get down with how you eat. I don't like nothing about black folks that talk like that at all. No disrespect. The Second Amendment, the first, the ninth, all amendments is for us, first and foremost. Okay. We're not playing that with y'all no more. That buddy system, black church, democratic nonsense, pork chops and soul food. We ain't getting down like that, fam. We on a whole different ball game. We running things and we gonna do them right. The Second Amendment is for anybody, Chinese, a woman, gay, lesbian, trans. The Second Amendment is for you. And I'm gonna tell you, you know why so many black people think the way we think? I'm gonna tell you, we have been under the control of the deep state. I'm telling you the truth. For the last 30 years, I'm telling you right now. And our mothers, when the government helped to push black men out of the home with black women, they allowed it because they sold to them, you're going to be the head of the household. Me? Yeah. We're going to get you in the municipal buildings. We're going to put you in community college. We're going to give you affirmative action. They promised these women these things, right? And they have been poisoning the mind of the children like concentration camps. That's why so many of us are scared of the police because of our black mothers. That is why so many of us are not going in the military because of our black mothers. That is why so many of us are out here gangbanging because of our black mothers. The moment they remove the fathers out of the home and they start spreading this narrative of this America that's out to get you, it was over. Okay. Again, if anybody of y'all could honestly believe that black men in all 50 states just magically disappeared, y'all must have not watched the what is it called? The welfare state. Google it, YouTube it, Facebook it. Welfare state. Type it in welfare state and put in slash black community. Look at all the black women that are giving their testimony of what the federal government came in with guidance counselors, came in with social workers, making sure women had no men in their homes. The government was working on this so they can push an agenda of a hateful America, burn the flag of America, knock the statues down, be afraid of the cops. The Second Amendment is not for you. I mean, listen, guys, that is over. We need our fathers back in the home. Okay, number one, we need to go out. Now, this guy who just said the Second Amendment, I can almost guarantee you he's never had a copy of the Constitution, never read it. I can guarantee you, most of the black women that voted for Kamala Harris, almost 80% of them never had a copy of the Constitution. Because no disrespect, no black women in my family, I'm speaking for myself, and I don't mean no disrespect, none of them have the copy of the Constitution. None of them. And no black woman that I've ever met in my entire life has ever had a copy of the Constitution. Now, how in the hell could you raise some people to love this country when you don't even read the goddamn Constitution? That's scary. And some of y'all need to wake up and realize this. Okay? Black folks, over 90% of our homes never takes us to Washington, D.C. to see our goddamn capital. Never. Go ask any little black boy or little girl, have your parents ever took you to the Capitol? Where's the Capitol? No, we ain't been to no Capitol. How are you instilling patriotism in them? Have your parents ever talked to you about the military? No. Elections? No. Finances? No. The banking system? No. What the hell are y'all teaching these black kids? Be afraid of the white man? That's what you're teaching them. Be afraid of the cop. Go get high, get drunk, and come to church. That's all they're teaching black people in this country. And the Democrats are behind it because they're sowing fear. The lights come on, the cops, me, I lean back. What's up, officer? You doing all right? Yeah, I'm doing all right. How's it going tonight? Good. Well, I don't answer questions according to my lawyer's advice, but for you, you look like a good guy. What can I do for you? Here's my driver's license. I'm not saying what you pulled me over for. Who taught you to talk like that? Your mother, didn't she? Because that ain't the way you talk. What I just said to him, let him know is if you keep going further with me, you could lose your job, brother. Because I know all about how this works, maritime law, etc. That's how we got to train our boys forever. And this is why black men, if you're listening, don't leave your children. I don't care if the federal government, the attorney general, the whatever, I ain't gonna say what's going on, but these people are trying to take away your kids. You fight for your kids. I don't care if you're the custodial parent, you teach your kids the Constitution. Do like I did. I went right down there to Barnes and Nobles and I gave each one of my children a copy of the Constitution. I told their school that they had it, and I told their mother, and I made sure they kept it in their book bag every day. My kids know who's on their money. My kids know that they're Republican and their dad is a conservative. They understand the country, gubernatorial races, and they're not even teenagers yet, and they get it. That's how we need to start raising black children. That's how we need to start getting these black kids. They will start doing what other people are doing when they come here. People from the Arab communities, Asian communities, Spanish, they're pushing their children into law, into being judges, into being doctors. We're pushing our children to just twerk, be a goddamn rapper, go and get on the NBA team. We are backwards. It's not the children, it's the parents. The software of the reconstruction of the slaves is what is messing black people up in this country. It's a whole fact. And they don't want to hear it because we ain't got nobody to blame. It's the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth, ladies and gentlemen, and people can see it. I've been in the international community. I've been everywhere from Germany, Egypt, Kenya, and I talk to people. I sit down, I listen. I'm an international guy. I got friends from Sri Lanka, India. They see the black community. They see it. They ain't blind. I see it. We are messed up. We're poisoned so much that we're reverse racism. You can't do what people have done to you. You got to be better than that. Look at India. India went through the same things that we went through. Colonization. Irish went through the same shit that we went through. And they're moving on with their life, man. Native Americans. Many people in this life. Japanese have been through shit. And people's is moving on. That's what we need to be pushing. I don't want no racial theory in my school. Teach them quantum science right now. Teach them chemistry. Teach them horticulture, agriculture. We ain't got time for no goddamn race. You can learn that stuff when you get home. Sit down, son. Let me tell you about Dr. King. Let me tell you about the Mississippi flood. Let me tell you about the March on Selma. That's not the goddamn school job. And that's what they're pushing. They're losing their mind. They didn't expect us to say something about it. Just go on with it. You black now. Come on now. Say what we told you. They're racist, right? No. You're the crazy one. Let me see what these comments saying. OFC. I don't know what that means. Kamala probably won't never be rated. We all need to raise, right? That's right. That's right. Mainly men. We need to forgive and forget. That's right. Sir, are you a criminal? First of all, I don't. Who is this? Peter Pan. Now, Peter Pan, first and foremost, the criminal, hopefully you're using the Black Laws term dictionary because everybody can be a criminal because there's so many laws that we are breaking every day. That's why people say be careful what you say and keep a lawyer with you because you could say something that can incriminate you. Okay, but I have never been charged with a crime. Okay, I'm not a felon, Mr. Peter Pan, just so you know. Okay, but let's see what else Peter Pan says. He said, but have you ever sold drugs? Yes, I have, and I am proud of it, Mr. Peter Pan. I'm proud that I sold drugs. Let me tell you why. Because I was an ignorant black kid that grew up in the inner city of New York, East New York, Cleveland Street. I grew up in the Bronx, and all of my little buddies, we had no idea that we were selling drugs and it was wrong because it was a fad. We didn't know that the government had brought it in and it was all a setup. We didn't know that we were harming people. All we wanted was the nice gold chains from the peoples of the 70s and the 60s who was doing it before us. People like Freeway, Rick Ross, like the Italians that sold it. All we wanted to do was be like the people who came before us. Y'all saw the movie Paid in Full. Y'all saw what the 80s was like. When I was a kid, crack hit the black community like anthrax. You seen the Black Panthers try to get out of it. So don't play with me. Yes, I was a victim of opening whiskey bottles before I was old enough to. I was a victim of trying cigarettes. Yes, I was a victim of having sex before marriage. That ain't the only bad thing I've done. I've made a lot of mistakes. Mike Tyson made mistakes. All of us made mistakes. But that's why we give our life to God. That's why we clean up. That's why the ghetto look like that. Because we all out here doing things we ain't got no business doing. Look at Malcolm X, robbing, stealing, killing, committing fornication, doing crimes. Okay, so don't come with that foolishness. I box very different, brother. I'm not your typical. Okay, so let me just say, let's see what else Peter Pan say. He said, sorry, don't want to be disrespectful. You're not. So you're an ex-criminal. First and foremost, you could say everybody in Washington D.C. is a criminal. They saying Benjamin Netanyahu is a criminal. America is accused of being brought up on war crimes, a criminal. Okay, there's nothing wrong with everybody making mistakes before they know what those are. But in the term of what a criminal is, the United States of America does not recognize me as a criminal. If that's what you're asking, then no, I'm not a criminal, sir. I'm not recognized in any jurisdiction in any parts of America or outside of the country as a criminal, to answer your question. But I have done things that if I would have got caught, like many other people, I probably would have been a criminal. Okay. Now, whether that was getting high, okay, whether that was selling nickel bags of weed, okay, I would have been a criminal. Okay. Drinking and I wasn't supposed to, I could, whatever it is. But thank goodness I'm not a criminal. Let's see what Peter Pan says. Do you still sometimes? See, first and foremost, let me just help you out, Peter Pan. You on this live right now to sort of take away from the fact that I'm catching people with some very real facts. Now, Mr. Peter Pan, let me just tell you, right now we're not going to stay in make believe. I'm gonna catch you at another time. But I'd rather you ask me real questions that's going to make sense and don't waste the people's time. Because what we're talking about is coming together. We're not talking about committing crimes right now. We're not talking about the milkman and things like that. We're talking about people of all races. Guys, you got one shot at life. Why not leave this earth loving people? Why not leave this earth trying to make it better than when you found it? Why not leave this earth knowing that you gave these children a lower deficit? Why not leave this earth knowing that I love Japanese people? I love Hispanics, whites, black, white women, white men, gays, lesbians, no matter what they are. Why not? For once in your life, why not? Why not? Because I even love Democrats, I love liberals, but I don't want them running my damn government. Why not? I would tell you, and people might get mad at me. It's a shame and it's sad that I've never had an opportunity to have a deep conversation like I'm having with you with any black woman in my life, even my mother. I've never talked about politics with my mother. I've never talked about finances with my mother. I've never talked about the Constitution with my mother. I never talked about what happened in the 60s with my mom or my father, by the way. I never talked to them about what judges do, constables, law enforcement. This is how we're raising black children to be completely ignorant and mindless, only walking around slinging their penis in places and causing more trouble. When somebody is ignorant and don't know nothing, this is what you're going to get out of them. Let's check the comments now. It says, is it legal to steal a school bus on a Sunday? Trim said that. Guess that's a troll. I don't know. I'm in Mexico giving toys to the poor. Now this is what I want to hear. This is what we're talking about. Yo, clap it up. Clap it up. They have nothing at all, but it's about putting a smile on. This is what I'm talking about. Now, this is what I want Peter Pan to do and Mr. Trim. Where's your story? I know every other Sunday and Saturday, I take my children and we go downtown Dallas. We buy a bunch of oranges. Get a bunch of sandwiches and we give it out, right? I'm teaching my children philanthropy. I'm teaching them to love their country. I'm teaching them to respect law enforcement. I'm teaching them to get an education. I'm teaching them to read the Constitution. I'm teaching my children what a black man looks like that's in your life. I'm letting the world see it. That's what we should be talking about. Helping to fix our neighborhood. Okay, helping to fix our community and our mindset. Lest I hate racism with a passion. I don't respect nothing that Black Lives Matter is doing. I don't respect what the Black Church is doing. Okay. I don't respect what the Black Caucus is doing. All of these organizations have become low key terrorist organizations. They could care less. And guys, look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. They could care less about bringing this country together. They take our money for years. And I know you've heard Dr. Umar talk about this. You've heard Pharaoh talk about this. You've heard all these other different people, Sinetta, what case like that. They're not lying. They've taken our money all of these years. And what have they given us? What? What have they given us? What have the Black Caucus ever done for us? What have the NAACP done for black people? They just get away with murder. What did Black Lives Matter do? Rob us blind right in front of our faces. You saw it and I saw it. What do they teach? Go and burn down the country. Go and pull down the statues. You gonna go pull down something you don't even know who that man is. Well, they said he was racist. Okay, well, good. I want him to stay there then, because guess what? I want to teach that's who that is. Why pull him down and hide? See, you hiding stuff now. That's what you want to do, destroying government property. I don't want to raise this. All I'm basically saying is I want new leadership. All of our top, respectfully, all of our top leadership is all Democrats. And we have got to change that because their theology, their philosophy is hate. It's races in school, race at home. But they don't want to teach me financial. Wait, you want to teach me how racist the white man is? Why not teach me about farming? You want to teach me how racist the white man is? Why don't you teach me about finance? You want to teach me how racist the white man is and America? Why don't you teach me how law library work? Why don't you help me understand uh, 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 how maritime law works? You see what I'm saying? Black people need to wake up and understand this. You keep teaching your children that shit that does not matter. Other people have had the same runnings with some of these races. Mexican American War. Okay, we've had white people having issues with Arabs and Chinese, but guess what? They Chinese come here. You think that they care? Oh, we communists. They go right to school and they open up their shops and sell yo ass chicken wings and donuts while you sitting there talking, all that popping it, and the white man is, white man ain't no good. We bullshit, and they get mad when conservative black people is on the microphone. The majority, guess who our biggest haters is the black people who just talking that foolishness. That's why they don't like Candace Owens, because she telling the truth. We have become the devil, and somebody said that before. It's not the white man. It's not white people. Black American people have become so low down, so corrupt. We care nothing about our communities, nothing about our schools. We have to change this trend, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I'm voting for this man, because you know what he said me? This is for real. Stop trolling, Trim. Because you know what Trump said to me? Your neighborhood looks like shit. You know what Bill Clinton said? Your neighborhood looks just fine. You know who gave us more and more food stamps and socialism? He did. You know who helped with the crime bill? The Clintons. You know who helped with the crime bill? Joe Biden. You know who called us predators? Joe Biden. You know who used to be the racist party? The left. And nobody wants to say anything. You know who used to be the one wearing the bed sheets with the flames talking about KKK? It used to be the left. That's real. But guess what? They want us so ignorant. Guess who took down? They used to have Black history up in your schools so you can see Frederick Douglass, all this. Guess who took it down? The left. Guess who want the money, the God off the money? The left. And we, after 400 years of hardships in this country, we supposed to be the beacon of light. We supposed to be the beacon of change. We supposed to bring people together, but you double down because you're dirty. The black church is dirty now. You are filthy. You've changed. Now all you care about is sexuality now. What gender? Loving the same sex, elephants, dogs, whatever you can. That's all you care about now. You don't care about getting educated now. You don't care about coming together. You don't see Dr. King's vision now. You see hate. That's what you see. That's what Maxine Waters see. You don't see coming together and trying to make the world a better place. You don't see that. You don't love your country. You don't. The Black Caucus, all you see is division, traffic jams, holding up the line, complaining about things that happens in the 60s and in the 50s. You don't want to move and advance black people. You want us to just keep playing basketball and shut up. You don't want the black man to open up his mouth and talk about issues that really matter in our neighborhood. You don't want us to vote for good congressmen and good governors. You don't want us to become the governors of tomorrow. You want us to become the basketball players of tomorrow, the football players of tomorrow. Well, guess what? I want to be the congressman of tomorrow. I want to be the city council of tomorrow. I want to be the chief. I want our children going to the military. I want our children representing in the Olympics. I want our children with a flag, a constitution. I want our children loving this country. I'm sick of the hate on the left. It's disgusting. It's filthy. And everybody can see you. Yes, America has things to work on. Yes, America has hurt everybody. Everybody in this country has got a story. Whether you're Italian, Irish, Japanese, Indian, look at the things the British did. You don't hear India still complaining every Tuesday. Look at what the British done to us. Look at how we've been colonized. You don't hear Nigeria complaining about colonization from the French, from the British. They've got over it. And they're moving ahead, and they're opening up businesses. They're moving forward. Of course, they're suffering. They make everybody's got to try to get on. But guys, when are black people going to pick up our bootstraps and we are going to just work with everybody and get a seat at the table with everybody else and use our experience, our pain, our hurt, our dark nights that we had to pick the cotton, so that we say never again, like the Jews, and respectfully, we've suffered a longer duration in modern history in America than the Jewish people have suffered in Europe. And look at our story, the lynching that went on, the sharecropping that went on, the Willie Lynch, it's behind us. And that's where it's going to stay. And that's why you need people like me, people like Republicans and conservative young black people that's going to bring us together. We're going to lead. We're the new leaders of tomorrow. We don't want people like Al Sharpton. The moment you get up there, you're talking about the good old left. The white man did this. America is terrible. Jesse Jackson, America is terrible. The white man is terrible. The country is terrible. And you're terrible. You are terrible. That's who's terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. Love your enemies. There you go. Love your enemies. Love your enemies. All we're doing is pushing religious hate. That is why these gang members look at you and they don't listen to you, because you're telling them to put down the guns and yet you're sitting here pushing hate. I never realized it when I was on the left. I was just so angry. I was like, yo, forget the white man. F that. America ain't shit. America owes me 40 acres and a mule. America owes me this, owe me that. And somebody said, young man, have you ever studied history? I said, no. He said, do you know how many people from Sri Lankans to Indians, Irish, have been taken advantage by the crown? Do you know the British Empire was in everybody's country? Do you know the people from Tasmania, Africa, they were stuck in their own countries, couldn't move around? Ethiopia, do you know their story? I said, no, honestly, I don't. He said, well, guess what? Learn their story, you'll stop complaining. And that's when I start traveling. Everybody's been through something, but people have learned to come together and they're working good and they're healing. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want my insides to be turned upside down because I got hate inside of me. Because guess who's losing? I'm the loser. Ladies and gentlemen, stress will kill you. Okay, you will age yourself with hate and anger. Let it go. When I see white folks, guess what I do? I swear to God, I love them and kiss them up. I hug them. And even if they're feeling bad, I tell them, don't come around me with that old, I'm sorry, get that shit out of here. Because I didn't come to talk to you about no sorry. I came to talk to you about love. I came to talk to you about drinking water, eating healthy, eating garlic, turmeric. I came to talk to you about fixing this country, getting the children to college, getting this debt down. We ain't got time for that shit. We on the battlefield, okay? We're fighting a war right now against our own self inside and on the outside. Nobody's got time to talk about what Dr. King and what happened in Birmingham. I ain't got time for it. That's why you need the black man back in the homes. We can stop all of this I'm a victim foolishness. It's over. Get rid of it. It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I'm Clyde Yorkshire. Until the next time, I love you. and continue to support. Subscribe. Hold me down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fighting against the machine. They're trying to take us down, confuse us, and keep us fighting against each other. Shout out to all of the people who've been in the podcast, people like Gray Abby, everybody who's doing the right thing. If I missed your comment, I promise I'll get back to you later. I'm going to work with y'all. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Merry Christmas.